Welcome everyone to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI network. This is Trevor, my co-host J-Bone Bill and Uncle Mark, and this is the throwback show for episode number 56 of NWA-TNA. My God, 56. We are halfway through. We're halfway through the asylum years now. That's where we are. Exactly. Yeah, it is. I mean, we're at the halfway point. This is a little sad. It's a little because in all whatever we've done to this point, all this time, one more time, and it's done. We're out of the asylum. We're going to Orlando after this. That's it.
No, I don't think we are. I'm saying symbolically, like Impact did. Okay. They left the asylum for Orlando. Okay. I was like, you keep saying we're not going straight.
Oh, we're not going. We're not going. Yeah, we're not going to do Orlando.
Okay,
that's for sure.
We're doing what?
No, we're leaving the asylum in 56 more weeks. Is what's happening.
We're taking the show on the road. What? Wait,
we got time to plan.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Well, guys, we're here to talk about the throwback show. It's probably. I mean, I love the weekly, but I love the throwback. So just a little bit more, just because of the nostalgia kicking in. I love it. It just makes me feel like I'm 22 again.
Notice this is the show I make the most frequently.
That's true. Mark carves this one out of his day to be here, so that's it's nice. Thanks for
this one's fun.
I wish I felt like 22 again. Damn it!
Yeah, but they have calendars. They have calendars back then.
The sundial.
That's right.
Yeah. It was awkward when it was a giant stone thing, and then you had to like wrap it around your thing like a watch. It was heavy, and it was caused a lot of arthritis. And we continue.
Some real Fred Flintstone-y stuff going on here, but
Yabba dabba do, mother truckers.
He is the elder.
He is the elder. Bill is at an undisclosed location, and he will not tell us or any of you where he is. I'm gonna, for those who are looking at the background. Now, Bill, if you really wanted to hide this, you could have used one of those virtual backgrounds on your computer. You know, you could put yourself on a beach. Or Mikey Whipwreck today, I was watching him on Twitch. He had himself on the set of Primetime Wrestling with Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, watching one of his matches. So yeah, we gotta learn all the. I gotta talk to Skull. Like, there's all these things you can do with like OBS. There's like all these little gimmicks you can do with OBS. There's like stream decks you can get, and a lot of technical stuff. A lot of technical stuff. J Bone, a little over our head.
Crazy.
Yeah, but guys, we're here to talk July 30th, 2003 at 50. Episode number 56. This was an action-packed one. It went quick. It was slightly shorter than 2 hours. It was like an hour. It was an hour and 114 minutes. So about 6 minutes short of the 2 hour standard.
Interesting.
I noticed that today. I was like timing it out. I saw it on the Impact Plus thing, but yeah, it was good. I mean, how about I want to start something before we get into anything else. Coming off of 55, how much did this episode hook you going in? Yeah, were you ready to watch 56 after 55? Oh, yeah. Mark saying yes. All right, Bill, Jay.
I actually want to get to the next one. This one was fun, but I got a feeling 57 is going to be a lot better.
Oh, okay, interesting, very interesting. And how about you guys in the chat too? Sound off if you're watching along with us. Did 55 hook you for this one? Like, would you have paid $10 this week again? Based on, and then did you get your $10 worth at 56? Bill, what do you think?
I was a fan. 55 was a great show.
55 was great. Yep.
I hated the ending.
But
which we address in the beginning of this one. We kick it off with this
good stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. So I put 55 a little ahead of this one, but I'm like Jay. I think 50. What is it? 57 next week looks really, really good.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Hey, listen.
Like the only thing I would have changed, honestly, in this one, is I would have taken the headliner out and put it more in the middle or the beginning.
Yes,
I would have thrown it in the trash. But
man, shots fired. Shots fired.
You would have beat it with a baseball bat.
Trent's got a bunch of Trent has a bunch of texts from me addressing the main event of this episode.
Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays is like Mark and I are in communication big time. Like there's the current talk on Tuesday, and then the Thursday talk is like it's just nostalgia talk, but it's like, how the fuck was this the main event and not the Clockwork and House of Fun? Like
I was literally just gonna say that. How wow.
Dude. Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. Let's kick it off. This is we're in the summertime here. All right, now 56, July 30th, 2003. Now I've gotten told that there's heat for me saying this, my gimmick every week.
Keep going.
But I was on Dave's couch watching NWA-TNA number 56, $10 forked over, Chinese food and or pizza. Mark, where were you July 30th, 2003?
West Chase, Houston, Texas, using a clone card on a satellite. My wife was probably cooking in the kitchen. I know this is starting to sound familiar. My friend Dot might have been over. I'm sitting on the couch watching NWA-TNA. My wife's birthday is the coming weekend, so it's possible that we're even celebrating early. But yeah, I'm in the same place as Trent every week too, and so you guys are going to get real tired of it.
Very nice. Well, Mark, is your wife Filipina also?
No, she's a white mix, like Polish, German, like that kind of stuff.
I was going to say, how's her lumpia recipe? Because I'm a big fan of.
So my lumpia recipe happens to be, in my opinion, the greatest lumpia recipe on the planet.
Oh, I'm cashing this in, man.
So that's a specialty around here. Lumpia is a very big specialty around here.
That's awesome. Jay and Bill, have you guys ever had lumpia?
You got to fill me in on this. What is lumpia?
Yeah, give a quick breakdown, Mark. What is it exactly?
I mean, it's for those that are unfamiliar, it's basically like the Filipino version of the egg roll. It's in a wrapper, and you've got different contents. In mine, I used like garbanzo beans and green beans and ground beef and potatoes, and I have carrots in mine, and then I make a sauce with vinegar. And
it's delicious.
It's awesome.
Oh. It's the next level egg roll. To me, it's the better version. It's the high quality. Like you can have a bunch of them as the meal. Like that's the meal.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Yes.
It's awesome.
When I fry them, I fry like 30 at a time.
Oh, they're amazing.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Bill, you ever had lumpia?
I don't think I have. I don't, and I've tried some different things over the years, but that's one I think I actually may have missed. So I got to try it out now.
Try that.
First Impact pay-per-view when crowds are back and we're all together.
There we go.
On the menu.
I love it.
Everyone's invited. Throwback especially.
TJP on one episode of Impact had a t-shirt.
Not invited.
He had a t-shirt that eat lumpia. And I've had a conversation with Fala Ba about his family's lumpia recipe.
Everybody thinks their family's is the best. Clearly,
exactly.
Mine is the best too. So.
That's the thing. Everybody thinks theirs is the best, and it's like that's why you always have to ask. I grew up with a lot of Filipino families, and it's like everybody, one of them essentially competed with each other. So it is fantastic. Great stuff. Chicken adobo also, right, Mark? That's another big one.
My wife makes a mean adobo.
Oh, it's great food. It's very underrated.
Very. It's a food culture. Yeah, RK Shuttlesworth said he's been there.
He has. Okay,
that's cool. Yeah, that's very cool.
All right, nice. Very nice, RK. All right, Bill, July 30th, 2003. Where were you at?
I actually know this one because this was similar to what Mark just said. This was the birthday of the lady I was with at the time. So I know for sure where I was this day. So probably I'd have to check, but I'm sure it was going out to probably like a nice dinner. But that's probably all I'll say on that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Very cool. Jay?
Bill is a man enrobed in mystery this evening.
He is. He's very much cloaked in mystery this evening. So, all right, Jay, what about you, man? July 30th, 03. What kind of shenanigans were going on in Wisconsin?
I'm probably mowing my lawn, flirting with the neighbor. I don't know.
Flirting with the neighbor. It's crazy to think this is 18 years ago. Like that's nuts to me. Like some of the talent we're watching on this is 18 years ago.
It's crazy too to think that the video packages haven't changed in 20 years. They look the same then as they do now. You know, it's crazy what Borash was doing 18 years ago.
Some of them are just like that standard format, which I trip out about. Like
I'm going to come clean and say this is my absolute favorite version of Christopher Daniels and always has been. So the video packages leading up to this have been the music. I'm dead serious. I think they're cool as shit. And I'm being 100% serious when I say that. Like for the time, I can remember thinking how badass they were.
I'm telling you, it's for the time. They fit the time. We're all watching with 2021 eyes and HD 4K, but it's now it's like you look at back then, like they weren't terrible, man. They did the job. They got you where you wanted to be, you know, and like they were fine. So, but it's funny. It's fun to watch them now and be like, damn, like these are really out. Like like if anything's the wrestling's not dated, it's more so it's the video. Like it's video quality and production, which has always grown.
The in-ring work in this episode, the X Division is like, you could put any of these X Division matches in front of a fan now and they wouldn't be able to tell you when it was filmed. Yeah,
that's true. That's a great point. There's a lot of that. So we'll get into it right now. J Bone, somebody in here, Aaron was saying you were probably buying more bandanas. That's what's probably going on.
Oh, I'm always speaking of merch, Smash's podcast just dropped some hot merch. The official drop is going to be tomorrow. I'll put an ad out for it. So if you follow me on the Facebook and the Twitter, as far as the Smash's podcast socials, you'll see it.
Very cool, man. Very, very cool. Yeah, check that out, guys. That's fresh merch from Jay on Smash's podcast. Jay, you're probably going live tomorrow. I'm sure you can reiterate that to everybody when you go live tomorrow night, I assume.
Oh, yeah. I'll be covering SmackDown and any other latest Impact Wrestling No Surrender card updates.
Cool. There we go. All right, let's kick it off, guys. 56, Nashville Asylum. Mark, you said something to me on a text today, and you said, God, I wish I could have gone to this building. And, man, when I see a crowd like this, Bill, I am so grateful we got to go for Homecoming 19, man.
You fuckers.
Yeah. This show really made me feel it. I'm like, what a party.
That crowd in that building is so good.
Oh, man. And they were pretty good for Homecoming, huh, too? Like, there was a full house at Homecoming.
Yeah, Nashville, they brought it. That would be obviously a place to go back to again when crowds come back. They were. Yeah. I had tickets. They were going to Nashville again.
Were they coming back? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where were
they going? They were supposed to have, do I dare say it was the next set of tapings? It was Nashville, then Ohio.
No shit. I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, back over May, I think. I think it was, I forget if it was April. It may have been April or May. I can look back.
Really?
I remember that. Somewhere. I remember Bill talking about it. Yeah, Bill was talking about it.
I imagine, Bill, it's got to be with that TNT group, right? Maybe partnered up with them somehow.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Because I know it's their ring currently being used on the show, and it's like their crew, and Crimson's kind of leading the way a little bit on that kind of stuff. So,
is that why he was?
Sorry. Yeah, he was on the show. Yeah, no, I was saying. Yeah. I ran into Bill, a pal of ours, Tony, merch guy Tony Lucasio. Former head of merch at Impact, and he works for TNT and NWA. He was doing some stuff too, but he was there at the tapings, and I got to see him, and he was saying he was in charge of that ring crew that came and everything. That's Crimson's ring and all that. So there's some partnerships, with the local groups. So I imagine that was the plan. So very cool. I hope, guys. Chicago's reporting the lowest numbers since this whole thing started. This whole week, like we're like dropping daily, which is a great thing to see. I hope the whole country is doing it because this could be a great sign for us to maybe get back to things this summer or fall, So we'll see.
Bring up Aaron's question. It goes right to what you're saying, Trevor.
There we go.
Just as a heads up, it was May of last year. It was Music City Showdown.
When do you guys think they'll get back in the building? You got the ticket. Look at that. Nice. Oh, the Music City Showdown. That's right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
8th and 9th at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Nice.
They were still up.
Basically.
It was still up really?
Because I think it got demolished just after it. I think that was supposed to be the official.
Oh man.
So
yeah.
So Aaron's asking, when do you guys think fans will be back? Aaron, honestly, if numbers keep going the way they are, at least Chicago's the way they are, I think Slammiversary could absolutely have at least even if it's a 50% crowd.
Well, okay, hold on. One thing. The important thing is the building they're currently using. They won't use that building if that's the case.
There's no room for people in that one. No,
you can't in that one. That one's not going to work. That's strictly a sound stage. But listen, let's say Chicago's good. They have a place. I mean, Bourbon Street, which Bill and Jay you've been to. You can do. I mean, we've maxed it at AAW. We've maxed it at 750 at Bourbon Street. That's not huge, but it's something.
You've got Daly's Place, presumably.
The partnership with Daly's Place, yeah, absolutely, with AAW now. So there's options. I think you can get somewhere with all this if things keep moving the right direction. So yeah, everybody keep doing your part.
Go back to Universal. Go back to the Impact Zone.
It's there. They're open. They never freaking closed. So you could go to Florida.
True.
But Bill, you froze up a little. Oh, there you are. You're back. Okay. Let's do it, guys. Let's jump in here. We started off episode 56 with a recap of 55. We do get some new footage here, though. We get Rudy Charles explaining the referee's decision on the double takedown. On the double takedown of the belt on the ladder. So we got a little bit of that, and he's explaining himself, and we got a little backstage footage from Russo and AJ, things like that. So little extra push on the decision, which everybody's not too happy about. And it's a little weird. It's still a messy, dusty finish, which nobody's really happy about. But before we say anything, I want to just call out something. There's a listener of ours who has a missing sibling, and he asked if we could announce it. So his comments in here, his contact info's in here. If you want to just go ahead and help out, guys, look for Tim in the chat. He asked if we can announce he has a missing person. So anything you can help, if you can connect with him, take a look. He's in there right now. So just want to announce that he did ask us if we can announce it, and we're putting that out there for him. Just anything we can do to help. So all right. So yeah. The dusty finish on that main from 55. How do we feel about even like Rudy's explaining it? D'Lo, no comment from D'Lo, but Russo, AJ, what are we thinking? Bill is, I'm gonna go to Bill first. Mark, Bill is thumbs down immediately. What do we got? Talk about it. Oh, he's freezing a little bit. All right. He's smiling at least.
Yeah, he's frozen in a smile.
He's frozen. All right, Mark, you go ahead. Start that off. Oh, yeah. Bill's coming back. You got a little bit, Bill, but double thumbs down. Go ahead, Mark.
Double thumbs down.
I felt the same way at the end of last episode, but throughout the course of this episode, eventually leading to what we know is going to happen later, I thought they did a very good job of trying to fix that, or at least build credibility in backwards, because that finish was pretty ugly on a really great three series match last week. But hey, we now know we're going to get something really cool out of this.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's we know we're built, and we find that out real soon. Jay, you got a take on that one though? On the ending of 55?
Yeah, we've seen stuff like that before. I mean, I get why they did it. This has been an ongoing thing between AJ and D'Lo for a while, but it sounds like the final stage of it is coming next week in the cage match, and with some other things going on with it. So this episode was just loaded with all sorts of things continuing from that storyline that we didn't even expect. At least I didn't. Yeah. So crazy
stuff. We open up though with the limo arriving. We lost Bill. Damn it, we lost Bill. He'll be back. The limo arriving in the back. Classic late 90s. The limo arriving. Who's in the limo? Right? Scott Hudson's back there. He's out to meet.
Oh, where's Bill? Scott Hudson sucks. Boo, Scott. I don't even know why the hell he's on here. They should never hire Scott Hudson.
Why do you guys hate Scott Hudson?
I'm just filling in for Bill.
He's coming back. Perfect timing because look who's connecting back in.
Cool. I got you, Bill.
Let's get his take. He's connecting back in just a second here. But my God, Trinity, the dress, J-Bone. I was sweating.
Oh. Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, Scott Hudson had to back up when she got out. It was just wow.
Absolutely. Oh my God, stunning.
How did we never get a Trinity spinoff show?
I don't know. Well, Goldie talked about it. Goldie did say they tried doing it. Goldie did say they were trying to do that, and it never took off. But my God, she looked fantastic. I mean, look. It's my kind of girl, man. I was all into it. I'm sure I was sweating as much as now as I was back in 03. Yeah. like what does Jim Cornette said? I was sweating like a whore in church. That's but she looked fantastic. And I do like the morph into this. Like she's an aggressively sexy valet. She can still whoop your ass, but she's like, I'm gonna do my sex thing for a little bit.
And she's flexing and everything. She's just
gone like full bad bitch now.
Yeah,
like that's her character now. She's awesome right now.
I like it. I love the evolution. I go back.
Me
I
too.
still cannot believe they didn't capitalize more. But at the time, women's stuff was just not that much of a focus, man.
Not only did they not capitalize, I mean, you're 100% right, but then they pair her off with Siaki too, which is like,
and it's a weight around her neck.
Yeah, they've anchored her now with Siaki, and it's like, but anyways, her character though is in a good place right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Look, Rex agrees. She looked fire. Damn right, man.
It's all evolving. Yeah, like, I know I said this last week. It's all evolving out of that sports entertainment extreme, and it was even addressed by Russo in an interview later in this. So that was cool that they did that.
I love that we get that explanation because that was very needed, actually.
Yes.
But cool. All right, we go from that to so then we get AJ and Siaki come out. AJ says he's done. He's done with all the other bullshit. He's done with D'Lo. Siaki's out there, and he's talking about it's all about him, ace in the hole. Look, he's like, there's even a camera crew filming me. You know, and Scott Hudson's like, no, it's a documentary being done about the roster. He's like, no, about the ace in the hole, Sonny Siaki. So he's back. Here's my take on Siaki. We've talked about this a lot, but it's almost like they didn't know what the fuck to do with the guy half the time. It's like, we're gonna have you do the Rock thing, and they pull back on that. Now, like, we're gonna have you do the cocky heel thing, cocky Siaki, pull backs, do this a little bit, go back to this, be a shit heel. I think they start and stopped him so much that he lost the momentum he built up. That's the problem. You know, I don't know, Jay. Mark,
what didn't help is his tag team he was a part of was, there sometimes, and sometimes it wasn't. So it was you got one guy, or you got all three, or you got two of them, and that's just kind of how things were back then. Because a lot of those guys did tours of Japan and other places, just trying to get the word out and just do their own thing as well. And I think that was part of it. So if something did get started, it sometimes delayed or skipped a week or whatever. So
yeah. I want to say what up to Lakers in the chat after a long time. Lakers is back in the chat here, and he just dropped a shit ton on. He bought a TNI shirt. He bought a Hemi's t-shirt. He bought a Smashes podcast. Here's Lakers. And he's watching the Lakers right now. So I think it's very fitting. So he's like, it's halftime. And he's watching TNI. He's watching TNI at halftime. Thank you, Lakers. I want to thank you verbally for all the purchases today. That's very, very sweet of you to do that, man. Very cool.
Much love, dude.
Much love for that. All right, so we got the limo. We go right from that. We kick it off hot, though. I like starting with a match like this, too. Elix Skipper coming out, and then the open challenge accepted by Jerry Lynn from Elix Skipper. So they're really pushing Skipper hard. Jerry Lynn comes out, and this is weird to me. Jerry beats him in a minute. Maestro Cradle.
Yeah, Maestro. I was like,
which you never see as a finish.
Never, dude. Such a great finish. I loved the shit out of this finish. I loved TNA's call. I loved seeing the Maestro roll up. The whole thing was awesome. Best 1 minute match I've seen in a long time.
It was great. Now they do that. Elix gets in the mic, says, if you're a man, you'll take my challenge, make it best out of 2 out of 3. And Jerry accepts. And then Jerry wins the second fall with a drop kick to the scale.
He Van Daminators him almost.
He Van Daminators basically with the scale.
Much, yeah.
But the thing is, does that hurt Elix though? It hurts Elix a little bit, doesn't it? It's kind of like, I don't know. You're pushing the shit out of Elix, and then two quick losses.
Yeah,
what do you think?
You got to remember how strong Jerry is on the card at this point. He's considered kind of the linchpin of the X division, right? Like I don't think a loss clean to Jerry Lynn hurts you that bad in TNA in canon at this time, honestly.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, so the Maestro Cradle, the roll up.
It's like the fluke thing.
Yeah, that's what it protects. It protects Skipper.
Yeah,
and then he does lose via a wonk-ish finish with the Van Daminator off the scale, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't come away thinking that Skipper looked weak here. Personally, he did look, and too with the cradle, he missed the play of the day, right? And then it was Lynn, the veteran, capitalizing into Maestro, which is like not a simple, but just a roll up.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt Skipper at all. I just think it makes him look young versus Lynn's veteran approach.
Interesting. Jay, what do you think about this? Does it hurt Elix or not?
I don't know if it hurts him. It just didn't make any sense to me because you've been seeing these promos between him and Christopher Daniel. I'm going to rephrase that. They're separate promos, but it's obviously the next evolution of, excuse me, Elix by himself as a solo guy, Christopher Daniels as a separate solo guy, because they're both stepping away from sports entertainment extreme. And so you've been doing all this promotion, keeps coming out there, doing promos, got the gimmick, the thing, the scale, everything, and then he loses in 2 seconds to Lynn. I'm like, wait, what's going on? And then he lost again. Like that didn't make any sense to me. Like I don't think it necessarily hurt him. I'm sure they're going to keep doing this, but you got a guy like him, you're trying to break him out and you're trying to promote him as something. You're using all this time promoting him, and now he loses immediately. That's completely counterproductive. That makes no sense.
I'm a little lost on it. Bill, you got a take on this one?
All right, I'm just about to make sure. I was worried if it goes out again, I'm done. I give up. But I think they are losing faith in Elix with this law. Well,
you think so? Interesting.
Yeah. This feels like the Chris Harris experiment singles run, and they kind of don't see either the crowd reaction or they're not getting what they want at this time. I don't think it's like no more Elix period, but I think it's definitely we're stalling your push.
Like the faith is lost, right? Like I don't think he could do a solo.
So I took it different then. I'm odd man out here. Yeah.
And that's what makes this interesting. I want to see, how everybody's interpreting, because I mean everything can change next week. You know what I mean? We can. Well, it's a matter of how we all interpret this whole Elix push. But
he did. Also, shout out to Elix Skipper for inventing the buckshot lariat in this match. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen it before. I think this has got to be the first time.
Very interesting.
Pretty cool. And this thing with Skipper and maybe some of the confusion for a lot of these guys, CD, everybody, we're coming into year 2. We just wrapped up a lot of stuff. Everyone's going into new storylines. All the characters, like Siaki, you can tell they have no fucking clue what to do with him. He's jumping in, run-ins all over the place. I think it's just kind of the growing pains. The whole show, though, feels much more like it's found a rhythm at this point, right? The X Division feels like a true solidified thing that people recognize as its own. We've got your established characters, your main eventers, where people are on the card. It feels like a more complete show, but it feels like a lot of the characters are a little rough right now.
Interesting. I mean, they're about a year in. They're a little over a year in at this point. So, they're finding that groove. They're really hitting that stride, which I like. So, interesting take. We'll see where it goes with Eli. I'm very curious how they. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't fully remember.
I didn't remember it either, but I know he does have another. He has a singles run in him still, but obviously this feels like. Because it was hot. We were like the prime time. But now, I don't know. We'll see. But you're right. It could change next week. Who knows?
It could.
But I do have to give a quick shout out to Terrence since I wasn't here. But, yeah, Scott Hudson was terrible.
Oh, Mark already filled in for you on that.
I covered for you. I hated on Scott Hudson. I got you covered, Bill. I said he was a piece of crap, and I don't know why we needed him. I got you.
I just realized, though, why my dislike even more so is – he's too serious.
He's very serious.
It's wrestling, buddy.
Yeah.
But
calm down.
He's a newscaster. Bill.
He's no John Burden. Don't sully the name of the newscaster.
Ooh. It's a very old school approach for sure.
Oof. But interesting. Let's pay attention to where that goes. Long segment next. Let's break this one down in a couple parts. Siaki and Cherney come out. Says women want him, men envy him. He has the magic stick. Very dated reference on that one, right? The old who sang that song? Was that Juvenile? I don't even remember who sang that song. I got the magic stick. Remember that?
Magic stick.
Yes. I love that
same as the Love Gun?
Yeah, I think it's right up there. I think was it TNA obviously didn't get like the pop culture reference of it because he's like, my God, what's he referring to or something?
I just assumed it was like the microphone, but Trinity seemed to be incredibly turned on by him. So maybe it was another, 70s porn reference, the way he was dressed or something. I don't know.
Could be, man. But we say they come out, put himself over. Says last week against AJ and D'Lo, he stole the show by interfering in all the matches, which I did like that. And if it wasn't for him, AJ would have lost the belt. Tells D'Lo to bring his Krispy Kreme booty down to the ring, which I thought was a great reference. Is it 50 Cent? Is that 50 Cent? Joey, thank you.
God, Krispy Kreme so feels, that was like when Krispy Kreme really broke nationally
exactly,
too. Like it feels so perfect for this era.
Krispy Kreme was over, brother. It was over.
Dude, it was so over. I popped at that reference.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It just made me want donuts. I was like, damn it.
That too.
So he calls out D'Lo, but AJ comes out. Now, here's the weird thing. The Siaki AJ dynamic is starting to really be muddy at this point. Like, it's really getting muddy to me. But AJ comes out, addresses it, and says he wants to know. He tells Siaki to know his role. He's like, you're supposed to be carrying my bags, riding my coattails. I mean, he really puts him down here. And then Siaki goes on to say how he's Russo's right-hand man. I've been the right-hand man this whole time, not you. I'm the guy. I'm the man. So a little dissension in the ranks here. And he calls AJ. He says he makes like a deck of cards reference, and he calls AJ the little joker, to which AJ slaps the shit out of him. Like straight up, just fucking clocks him. You know what I mean? So, which I thought was a nice little slap. He even calls Trinity a rat in this. He calls her a rat. Says D doesn't need them. And then this brings out D'Lo. Let's stop here. Let's stop up to this right here. What do you think? Up until this point, the whole thing with Siaki AJ. Jay, how are we feeling? Where are we at with this? Because there's a lot going on. He's here, he's there. AJ doesn't like him, but he's gonna use them, and a lot of shit going on here, man. A lot going on here.
It's crazy, and then it becomes really clear that a lot of it was just meant to mess with D'Lo, because then they're both in unity beating him down by the end of the promo. And but yeah, in the beginning, it's like, what the hell's going on? Like Siaki is totally going into business for himself.
Totally is.
Like almost asking the champ for a shot without asking the champ for a shot at this point. Like, hey, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be champ right now. And Styles is like, wait a second. What? And Styles borderline went babyface at this point.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
In the conversation with D'Lo, but then that goes 180 really quick. So it's all just to mess with D'Lo and get him with his, pants down, basically.
Interesting.
Interesting take. The whole thing, God, to keep kind of running the Siaki thread into the ground, though, every time you see him, it just becomes more clear they don't know what to do with him right now. It's pure go away heat. Like every time he comes out, I just feel like there's not any advancement that's important to the core storylines, and he doesn't have a storyline of his own.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer Siaki's around. Is he still around for much longer after this?
He makes it to Florida. He gets
true. He makes it to TV. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, he's 2005, 2006. He was one of my favorites, man. But he went back to being a babyface by that point, I believe.
Yeah.
So I liked him back then, and now I'm finding I don't like him. The opposite. I didn't used to like James Storm, but I've really been loving James Storm this watch through, and I don't know what I didn't see before. So it just depends on the viewfinder, I suppose. But yeah. Anyways,
could be anything. D'Lo comes out, encourages AJ to drop these guys, rejoin him. A little bit of a face turn tease here. D'Lo says, how about one more match? Me and you, no bullshit, basically. None of this crap with these two in interfering. No Russo. AJ agrees to it, but Siaki then clips D'Lo And then AJ jumps in on the beatdown with Trinity, and they all jump in. So I'm like, wait a minute, what was it's weird. But then Watts comes in to regulate
like
it.
$1 million.
Looking like $1 million. I gotta say, looking great. Comes in, choke slam Siaki, super over pop. The pop
Dude,
is crazy for Watts.
So over.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. Super over here with that crowd.
Yeah.
Makes the match official next week and says no Siaki or Trinity, but Russo can be there. Handcuffed to me at ringside.
Love it. I love
and
it.
there was another stipulation on. It's a damn cage match on top of it all, too. So now It's a cage match. That's fantastic. So now you have handcuffed. Can we talk for a second about Watts being ridiculously over here?
Dude.
Like the most over in his career at this point.
It was like Sting 97 hitting the ring.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. It is
so
unbelievable how over he was.
As soon as he comes out, he hits that choke slam. That place almost burns to the ground.
Unbelievable. It's like crazy.
I'm telling you. And I talked about this last week too. In this role, this is the role that Eric Watts was meant to be in for this time. He is a total package right now. Bill had mentioned his shortcomings in the ring, but they're working around that. That choke slam was fucking fantastic. He looked I'm becoming a big Watts fan.
Yeah, it was. I wish they would. Jay, I wish they would have went with us from the beginning for Watts. I feel like they shorted the guy, man. The guy got shorted for sure on this. Unfortunately, I think this could have been fantastic had he gone from the beginning, some kind of enforcer type role like this. But
yeah, it would if they just would have skipped all the awkward. Okay, I'm super mega heel, then I'm goofy, then I'm sexy. It's like, what the hell is Watts? It's like he went through like 5 different things over the last 3-4 months, whatever it was.
It's crazy. Like so many character changes, so much back and forth. A lot going on.
This is the one, man.
Yeah, it's the one. It is the one.
It's a fit.
Back with Scott Hudson. He's in Raven's Lair. Scott Hudson. Mark, would you like to take over for Bill here?
Yeah, I really just didn't want to see Scott Hudson in the segment. I saw Raven. I got excited, and it was like, if they could have a better backstage reporter and a ringside guy, Scott Hudson, he's just too dry and boring.
I tell you,
I fell asleep.
The feud you two have with Scott Hudson. But anyway, gets Raven's thoughts on the match. Julio, it's just Julio and Raven. Where's Punk? He's like, well, Punk, and he goes, I think he ditched us. Julio says. He said he flaked out. So it's, well, if it might be just one on 3, or unless, and he's like, I'm with you. He goes, all right, make it 2 on 3. I'll get my revenge. They start walking off. Alexis pops on and says, I'm coming too. So Alexis jumping in for CM Punk here. That's pretty interesting. I wonder, for context, if anyone knows what happened to CM Punk here. Did he get is it a booking conflict?
I was going to ask the same thing. Was ROH booking him at this time?
ROH was there.
MLW too, I think. He was all over the place.
A lot going on around this time, a lot going around this time. So I'm curious if something happened, was a conflict in booking with him, or personal. Maybe it's just personal, but he did not make this one. We go to the VP today. At the time, the management consultant, Edward Chastain, comes out with Don Callis. Don Callis with hair. On the mic, says people want Chastain to actually wrestle the Sandman. No hardcore, no shenanigans. And the match is on. Sandman comes out. He beats Chastain. Pretty short. It was like a nothing match. I mean, this Chastain is just a big dude doing his thing in a suit. Callis on commentary here. He gets the cup back, pours a beer in it. He goes and drinks it. Gives it to a couple people on the side. Callis goes nuts, and then he officially tells Chastain, "You have been downsized." So, like, that's the character. But how about that, right? So, what do you think? This thing obviously doesn't last too long, but interesting seeing Callis like this, right? And what do you think? What do you think, Mark? Like seeing Callis in this light, knowing where he is today. That's the crazy part.
Honestly, to me, when Don talked, he's been doing this so well for so long. It feels like an extension of the same. It feels like this is like not kayfabe shit. It feels like he's been planning this his whole life. Like, you look at his on-screen character development from ECW when he was the network and this, and then now, and it's like, damn, Don really has been planning this for 24 years or whatever. It just all seems really in sync with where he's at now.
Butter saying it was all part of the plan with Kenny Omega, the eventual takeover.
Exactly. Like that's somehow Ed Chastain played a role in Kenny Omega.
Edward Chastain, led Kenny Omega. J-Bone, can you accept that as an AEW guy? Can you? This all led to this. Edward Chastain was the precursor to Kenny Omega. Can you piece that together, J-Bone?
Is this kind of like the 7 things to Kevin Bacon? Is this like one of those
6
things?
degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Go with that.
6 degrees, 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's because if it is, I mean,
well, the invisible hand would be Kevin Bacon in this scenario, no doubt.
I was thinking
behind it all.
I was thinking Ralph Macchio, but we continue.
Dude, LaRusso suck. Cobra Kai forever.
Yeah, LaRusso.
Miyagi-Do's whack.
Miyagi-Do's whack, dude. It really isn't cool.
All Miyagi-Do's good for is getting your shit beat up. Dude.
And putting your bikes back together when you get rushed off a mountain, you know.
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
We go to a little backstage segment earlier today. Shark Boy in the back. Super sad, Shark Boy. He lost a tag team partner. New Jack is gone. We get an explanation in a little bit. Right? We find out that he's suspended for violence and bad language. I'm like, so
do you know who he is when you hired him?
Well, I'm like, are you going to suspend the whole roster at that point? Like, how does that work, right? But no, who's the girl who came out here? I forgot who that was. Who was the girl who walked out here with the Hulk hands? She's like, cheer up, Shark Boy.
Oh, who that was?
Who was that?
Oh, that's Athena.
That's Athena. That's who. I'm like, she looks familiar. I'm like, who the hell is that? Yeah. And it's Athena.
Yeah.
That's right. It's Athena. I totally forgot. She comes in, but then we get another guest. Mark, we get to talk about who we get here. You're not a big fan of him. Go talk about who we get here.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I was zoned out because I was reading the comments. Skip.
Oh no. Oh no. So anyway.
With Shark Boy. Oh my God.
Shark Boy and Athena with the Hulk hands.
Mr. Big Wiggle himself, Norman Smiley, comes out, and I had to literally swallow puke in my mouth.
You hate him that much?
Dude, in the waning days of WCW, there were many Thursdays on Thunder I would change the fucking channel because of Norman. I fucking hate him.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, I can't stand him.
Jesus Christ.
It's an irrational level of hatred. The Big Wiggle makes me want to break his fucking legs.
Whoa. Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah. Hold on, J-Bo. Take it, J-Bo. Take this away from him, man.
Oof.
Getting violent.
I never really liked him much, but I never hated the guy.
Change the channel.
Wow.
I never disliked it. I never could figure out. I remember him back in the WCW days. He'd come up for these hardcore matches in a football helmet and be dancing around. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy?
Stupid is what he is.
Oh, hey. Oh.
I have a lot of respect for him now because of what he's doing, because he's molding the next generation.
He's the head trainer at NXT.
He's one of them. Yeah. He's Bloom's. He's one of Bloom's assistants down in Florida. Has been for the last 10 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's smart. He knows his stuff. It's just, I never got his gimmick back in the day. And now he's here.
Who hates Norman Smiley?
He had to come back on for that. He had to come back on to talk about that one.
Big Wiggle, man.
Bill, before your connection goes out again, go shoot on Mark about that.
I can understand not liking Norman Smiley as the character. He's very over the top. More of a throwback to a different era, I'd say. Smiley. Yeah. He's a very probably 70s-esque wrestler.
Big Bugsy McGraw is who he reminds me of.
Yeah. Big so I can see that, but not a hatred. You can say he's not my cup of tea.
No, I can't stand him. but
Scott Hudson.
Smiley at Rex.
This is like my Scott Hudson, Bill.
It is
deep-rooted. Dude, he was ruining Thunder for me week after week after week at the end.
Oh my goodness!
But did you ever get that much of him to hate him that much?
Yes, every time.
A lot of them, though. He was on every show, Bill.
See he was, but he never seemed like he overtook it. But he is over the top. I agree, he's over the top.
I mean, he was on every thing for a while. I mean, every show. He was over though. But anyway, here. he offers to be Sharky's tag team partner. So he gets Norman Smiley. With the match is Simon and Swinger with Glen Gilberti taking on Shark Boy and Norman Smiley.
Plus the Swingman. I had to come back for the Swingman.
Swingman, yeah, Swingman's on. This is
nice,
the whole.
Daddy. Which is that the new one?
Oh
no.
Look at that.
He has another new one that's like a black and white one, but I gotta get the Swinger's Palace. That's
Swinger's Palace.
That one is awesome.
Swinger's Palace is a fantastic T-shirt. Yes. Like that's classic.
I want to get that shirt and then go to AC and go with Caesar's Palace and walk around
see what happens.
See what happens.
And I want my pizzles back.
Yeah, Daddy.
So funny thing here, I noticed that when Simon and Swinger's music starts, there's like blatant F-bomb at the beginning, and like it just runs through. You guys catch that?
I did.
It's something about you gotta fuck with. Like, they have literally bleeped out the word ass at times on this show. And this just comes right through the PA.
It's so crazy, and it will happen later, but I may not be here for it. But what about that the sign censoring?
Yeah.
Yes.
One sign was censored the whole show.
And it's not even that bad.
I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I wrote it down. Yeah,
I did figure it out. I went over to videotape and got the pieces when they weren't getting it.
No kidding.
Can
you say it? Is it too offensive, or can you say
the yellow one?
There's a yellow sign in the center that they kept blurring out the whole show.
The one that says Jarrett handles poles, right? That one?
No. The one I had was
he does.
Hold on.
I saw that one, Mark. That one was pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
I put it in my notes. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, see if you find that, because I'm curious.
Yeah. Here we go. It's Siaki related. I think it's okay. Let's run with it. It said Siaki aces your mama's hole.
Come on. It's PG-13 at that point.
Dude, these shows
I think J-Bo lost it on that one.
He did. He's losing it. He's hunched over on that one. Siaki aces your mama's hole. You know, the guy at home before he came to the show, he's like, goddamn, I'm going to fucking get his ass tonight, boy. And he's like just writing this up. And he's like, yo, look at this. And he's like in line at the asylum, like, check this out. Hey, some mama's hole. I'm going to get this motherfucker on TV. Like, he's all about it. You know?
My favorite tasteless sign was always, I'd rather be in Dixie.
Oh, geez. Was that there? Was that on?
No, not this episode. That's later. That's a couple
I
years
remember
later.
seeing that one.
Like that's the one like Dixieland era.
But see
that's a few years later. Yeah,
that one you can write. That one's it's passable because Dixie also means with South too. So.
But it is a play on his.
It is. So I'm surprised they blurred.
I can't be to blurt that out.
Yeah, it's weird.
We've seen skin on this show.
I know,
dude,
not
straight up flashing skin.
Like,
that's it.
Here they are.
Incredible, absolutely incredible.
The censoring is questionable.
I'll tell you, the censoring is fantastic for like a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah, basically.
Or J-Bone.
If DJ Connor from Roseanne was censoring this show, that's exactly what it would be.
Somebody's watching the Roseanne on the cock right now.
I am watching Roseanne on the cock right now.
Did you sign up for premium cock or like free?
No, just regular basic cock.
Dude, I'm on premium cock. I love it. I think everybody
$10
should
a month. Was it $10 a month or $5?
I'm on the 5. I'll probably go to the 10 actually once they add all the network stuff. Dude, if WCCW's on there,
I have seen that penis.
We're talking about Peacock.
Yes,
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
telling you,
Callis.
everybody give the cock a chance. You will love it.
You love the cock, is what he's saying.
You will love the cock.
Take it easy, Mark. My God. Throwback doesn't have this kind of disrespect on it.
Rex needs a dose though, because we don't see him on the weekends and
That's true.
Tuesdays too often.
That's very true.
Oh no, we've been seeing Rex more.
Well, we saw him on Saturday.
He has an alias now.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he does.
No, Rex the Boss Gaming. He's in chat.
Yeah, he's like murky Rex.
Oh, really?
What?
Okay. Rex is sneaking in otherwise.
I didn't know that.
Good job, Rex. So pretty basic match. Nothing too crazy here. Simon and Swinger get the win. I mean, nothing to really write home about here. Just a very basic. A lot of people in the front row with Shark Boy masks on. I think J-Bone was one of them. J-Bone, you hiding out in the front row at the asylum?
That was me all day. Yeah, that must have been like some promotional thing. Like that could have been when they started. And I saw a few action figures floating around, like people wandering behind Don West. By the way, Don West was blue on blue. We didn't cover that.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I did write it down though.
Blue, but then I put question mark. Was it purple on purple due to the lighting? I don't know.
Because
I
later
got
it looks
blue.
purple on purple when he's with TNA.
It does.
It does.
Interesting.
I thought the same
It
thing.
might be purple.
It
That's
might be.
tough to tell.
Oh
I
no,
love
that's
it.
that's my favorite color, blue. I know that blue anyway.
Oh, are you saying it's Taya blue?
We're gonna.
Yeah, that was some Taya blue there. That was.
All right. Well, I had to go with Mark on that. Is Mark Taya blue, or are we questionable? It's just like the dress. It's like that one dress meme, you know. That's what we're talking about.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry.
well, Trent, real quick,
Yes.
before we get off the cock.
I love the cock.
And the cock. You got to take the
I'm
cock
telling you
to
guys,
completion at least.
And this is a serious segue. Sadly,
Jay's losing it. Go ahead.
because it feels like it is the throwback, so we should address the comment here. Home is Saved by the Bell on Peacock, but we did have throwback legend Dustin Diamond pass away.
We did.
A moment of silence for Screech.
That's right. Screech did appear on NWA-TNA number, was it 12, I want to say?
Early.
It was got to be 12. They put it out there, though. They did put it out there.
Yeah,
He
they showed him
Tiny,
coming
man.
out. And...
He beat Tiny's ass. That's when where Don West drops the bell, and he's like, ah. They have my camera going, just
And then
dropping the-
TNA faces him.
Oh, it's great. Dustin Diamond. I'm a big Saved by the Bell guy. And that was very. I got to meet him. AAW had him. We brought him in.
What did he do?
He actually he wrestled. He cut a wicked promo on Joel Gerdner, which was fantastic.
You had Joel Gertner there too.
Yeah, Joel Gerdner. This is I was before I was working for the company.
Oh, okay.
Joel Gerdner, and then he came out with he had a match. I'm trying to remember what the team was, but it was like he came out and he wrestled. I mean, punch kick kind of stuff. But to this day, the biggest draw in AAW history is that show. And
Wow.
and the close seconds we had Matt Hardy during the height of the Broken Era. He beat Matt Hardy by like 10 paid tickets. So like
Wow.
Dustin Diamond at AAW in 2011 was ridiculously packed. But yeah, very sad. 44 years old, extremely young, man. It's very sad to see him go. It's very quick too. I mean, he was diagnosed and he was gone.
3 weeks. Yeah.
It was very, very tough. But our condolences to all the family and friends. That's a tough one. After the match is over here, Glen gets on the mic and says Borash didn't get his comeuppance last week for that article he wrote, and they're about to whip him. So they drag him into the ring. They're about to whip Borash's ass, and AMW makes the save. And they got the rawhide. Now they got straps. I guess they haven't given Simon and Swinger the full name yet, but they're whipping with belts. AMW comes out with the straps. Storm gets on, cuts a very James Storm promo here, and great promo, and basically challenged them to a rawhide strap match next week. So, did they say titles on the line? I don't know if I caught that.
I don't think so. I don't think
didn't
they
say
did.
it.
Yeah. I don't think it's specified.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were, but I don't think it was officially said.
Okay. Now this is basically a 4-corner strap match. You know, it's a rawhide strap, but it's
He
4-corner
goes
strap.
over it. He gives you the rules.
He does.
1, 2, 3, 4 corners.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge strap match fan.
I love
I'm
it.
looking forward to this one. Big fan.
Strap matches are
Big
cool
fan.
because they feel it's very hard to fake a strap match.
It is.
Yes.
I've participated in a strap match before.
Whoa, hang on a second. Tell us that.
Do
story.
tell.
Yeah, what are we
Well, they
doing
had
here?
fans use your belts strap match at an indie show I was at.
No kidding.
That's awesome.
Now,
We
who'd
signed
you win?
waivers and everything.
Are you serious?
Who was the match?
Yeah, who was the match?
It was, it was a couple indie guys. I think one of them was like Lonzo or Londo.
None of the super indie guys like that.
No, it was like a Lancaster Championship Wrestling, I think.
Okay.
That sounds
and-
fun as hell, though.
Just whipping.
Yeah.
It's like the
It
hard
was like,
10, but was
I love fan involvement.
That's
AAW
awesome.
used to do like fans bring the weapons every Christmas.
nice.
My favorite was when somebody brought a Millennium Falcon, actually one time, a fully assembled one, and that got used in a match. That was great.
Man.
But yeah, it was there's fans bring the weapons back. That's awesome, Bill. That's hilarious.
That's really cool. I would love to do that. That sounds so fun.
That'll be
Yeah,
funny.
it'd be interesting. Like beyond a small indie, I don't know. Well, but obviously TNA we saw during the Hard 10 where they had the fans with the stuff in the crowd. Like, take this from me. Now they weren't actually hitting them with it. They were like, here, hand it off. But to actually hit them with it. I know the closest you would get, I think in Chikara, they did like where everybody would chop You still see that from time to time.
Yeah,
Is Crowd in Chikara would top the wrestlers?
Yeah. Well, not often, but it'd be like to get a conga line and everyone would chop a guy.
I love it.
Yeah, I remember that. Chikara.
Actually,
I've never seen any Chikara.
Stokely Hathaway now. He's the one that got chopped.
Yeah. Okay.
By the crowd.
Mark, the comic book side of you would love it. The serious wrestling side of you would be like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
I know.
Like the King of Trios and all, where they brought in the great talent, were very good shows. But like some of their other ones are really another universe, which you can either appreciate or you don't. It's
I know, like
it's Norman Smiley-esque.
They all came through there, though. They all came through. Everybody.
Yeah.
We go to a little Russo sit down talking about AJ, Sports Entertainment Extreme, the NWA title. He's got the belt with him, which is weird to me. He's sitting there with the belt and just talking about all this stuff. So I don't know, just furthering the story. Nothing too crazy. Just talking about what Sports Entertainment Extreme being on hold, right, Jay? He said it's on hiatus because he has other things to focus on. You were going to talk about that.
The weirdest thing is, where was this? This was in a place where it almost looked like he was like on part of a talk show or something. It wasn't the typical like two guys sitting on the stage with the TNA entrance backdrop like several in the past, or bleachers or something like that. This was in like some office or conference or on a sound stage or something. It was weird.
They were referring to TNA being there, but they never showed TNA. So it's probably one of those things that was filmed and, it's meant to be a TNA sit down, but TNA wasn't actually there. I did catch a little Easter egg. The music playing in the background of this was the Kid Kash, later Frank Kazarian music. That we need a metal song because he's kind of hard edge. It's like, put that one in. That's good. So we have the bank of music. Play that one. But all right, we go from that to Scott Hudson. He's all over the show, Bill. He is all over the show today. Scott Hudson.
Too much. Just for you, Bill.
He got more camera time than Jarrett.
Well, to be fair, we would always say like Goldilocks might have 5 segments in a show. The backstage interviewer is a plum role, and we just saw the closest to this on the current product with Mean Gia this past week. I believe it was 4 segments. Was it 3? One was quick, so I wasn't sure if it was 4, but three segments. But so Scott's getting all this. And Mr. Sear, the Walter Cronkite of backstage interview.
He maybe would fit in somewhere else. The wildness of this product is too much of a
it doesn't fit into like a ECW meets WCW product. I don't know.
He's too stiff.
He's very stiff. He's not in a good way.
And I'm not trying to get back on the cock conversation either.
I never left the cock conversation.
There it is. All right.
Hey, I've been pushing the cock since day one.
For anybody wondering, like honestly, I just need to clarify this. For anybody wondering, we're talking about the Peacock, the Peacock Network app. That's all, just NBC's Peacock Network app.
I'm gonna see if I can get my wife to to sign up for the cock.
All right, that's enough. J-Bone, you're married.
Hold on.
It's only for your birthday and Christmas.
Let me tell J-Bone about the free cock real quick. You get 70% of the catalog anyways. 5 minutes of ads per hour. All you got to do is sign up, dude. 70%. They rotate constantly.
Honestly,
it's dude. I've had Netflix since like 2005 or something. I cut my Netflix last month.
Wow,
I'm like,
look at that.
all in. I got some new stuff. I'm all in on the cock. Like they're getting WWE stuff pretty soon. Cock for life, maybe.
Netflix is basically just pushes documentaries on their own stuff at this point. So
the cost. It's $5 for the cock.
Yeah.
I was going to briefly bring up that all the 5 seasons of the original Muppets is going to hit Disney Plus, but man, I can't compete with the cock talk here.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Loaded with stuff.
All right. Well, we got that out of the way.
It's quite the loaded cock.
The biggest thing on the cock is The Office. So that's what she said.
That's their anchor.
Well, exactly. They knew that people who watch The Office would be down with the cock for sure.
That's really what's stroking the cock's sales right now.
It is absolutely
The Office. That's what's going on here.
It absolutely is.
Oh, J-Bone's done.
This is supposed to be a T in the show called TNA, and we're talking about cock.
I can't breathe.
What the hell we talk? What's going on
Kid
here?
Kid show.
Kid show.
Like
Kid
I
show.
seriously, all I'm thinking about this whole time we're doing this review is I can't wait to get back to the cock because I'm right in the middle of Drag Me to Hell. So, all right.
I lost it. Cocktail.
It's like
we should have a cocktail while we have this podcast. Jesus Christ.
we've got 4 cocks.
Unbelievable. It's a cock fest in here. That's for sure. All right.
All right.
Wait,
Man,
did
it's
somebody
horrible.
say
Cocktail hour, brother.
Horrible.
Yeah, cocktail hour, brother.
It's horrible.
Any momentum Impact may have been like if this is the show, if this is the throwback show where like, I don't know, they decide like, hey, we're gonna look into, what do we do for the throwback show? We know the main show. What do we do for the throwback show? They come on, stumble on this, and we're dead.
We gotta keep people on their toes for the throw. We're talking a near 20-year-old product here.
Yeah. they'll be like, we're gonna let you guys be Impact's official podcast.
We can't be
That
limp.
dude-
We can't be
that dude
limp
Mark-
with our talk.
Can't have limp
That dude Mark is
conversation.
not invited. Why
Holy
would you-
shit.
Hey, we tackle the hard stuff all the time on here. Every one of us.
We tackle the hard
We're never
stuff.
flaccid. Never flaccid.
Never
Never. Cock crew.
It's only $4.99, but you can get your Impact Plus for $7.99, guys, and get your rocks off all day long. Why not? It's not as hard to navigate as the cock, but
So you can get what you're saying is Impact cock will cost you $13 a month for like a hard Impact cock.
Impact cock only $7.99 a month.
No, but cock and Impact together. To
$13. You get it all.
Yeah,
you get it all.
Everything.
All right.
Don't even get me started that February is hardcore month.
Holy shit. All right, guys. Speaking of
Zach's comments.
What did he say? What do we got Zach saying? Shoot, my cocker fan just ran to a laundry basket. What is happening here? What is happening here? Oh, Lord Almighty.
He changed it.
Oh my goodness. All right. J-Bone is done. He one light in the business. He left for 18 years.
There it is.
Oh, goodness gracious. All
I'm
right.
gonna pull Tony.
Dude, all those people who don't tune in for the throwback, man.
You're missing out, guys. The throwback's casual. The throwback's laid back, guys.
Oh, man. This is the show right here.
We get Scott Hudson with the future Chris Sabin, who points out that he's the future. Talking about how Michael Shane has a shot at the X Division title tonight. It's his challenge. Watch interferes and says, "No, I got a special referee for you tonight. It's going to be Frankie Kazarian." So Frankie in a referee outfit says, "See you out there." X Division title match: Sabin versus a debuting Michael Shane, the cousin of Shawn Michaels. First thing I wrote down: why is he getting the title shot?
That's what I fucking wrote down too.
Why is he getting the title shot?
That's what I fucking wrote because you saw Michael's cousin. Fuck that shit.
They made sure to tell you that 18 times. He is Shawn Michaels' cousin.
They did like classic X Division now.
Yeah.
In this 1 year. Because remember, there was a time where everybody that came got a title shot on their first appearance, it seemed. Or in their second appearance.
It's like
it too, right?
Yeah.
Sabin did.
They always
Frankie
hot-shotted guys to title shots. Not title wins, but title shots.
Very true.
So I really don't expect much different here.
That's a weird one. Yeah, he came in, title shot. Now, Michael Shane, for those who don't know, becomes he's a forgotten soldier of early TNA. He's involved in a lot. X Division 03 to 04. Bill, you remember, I'm sure you remember, Mark, I'm sure you remember this. It's like the next leveling is starting like right here. Like I feel like Michael Shane was a big part of ushering that next stage of the X Division in, because this is another era about to start. I mean, you got the Team Canada guys start coming in. They all make their way. Kaz gets more established. Sabin just becomes a top dog. I mean, it just starts really getting low key. Jumps into this.
AJ comes back to the X Division.
AJ comes back. Daniels. I mean, you name it. They're really starting. I mean, slipped my mind on who else comes in at this point, but there's so much more about to happen in the X Division. Hoovy comes in. Jeff Hardy, I think, comes in at one point on this too. A lot going on. So Michael Shane, again, forgotten soldier, way out of the business. Nobody can find the guy now. I don't know where he's at. I saw him at that same GFW tour that Jay mentioned he saw him at. He was on that tour about 6 years ago, and that was it. That was the last of it. So, and Jay, he didn't look too bad there either. He still wrestled a pretty good match.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by stuff in the chat. We were talking about the cock so much. We've got bots asking us to join bigfellows.com now.
Lord,
you see, we talk about that, and all the bots want a piece of us now.
Is that what happens? It really just picks up? The algorithms are.
I think we definitely set off an algorithm with that.
We must have.
We did. I'm terrified. I do not want to. Someone go to bigfellows.com. That just
no, absolutely not. Do not go to bigfellows.com.
I've been there.
It's not fellows, it's follows, Jay.
Oh, Jesus.
I misread that.
We're not talking about my OnlyFans account.
But
I didn't mean to get back on that discussion, but okay, what are we talking about?
Michael Shane, you saw him, Matt Bentley.
Oh, I loved Michael Shane. He was absolutely a star as far as like I consider him one of the originals in the X division, because when I started watching in 2005, it was Kaz, it was AJ, it was the Fallen Angel, it was Skipper, it was Michael Shane, it was Sabin, Petey Williams. There was like 10 guys that was like my hardcore bunch of the X division guys that I say it all the time. It's I put all these guys in my game, and now they were like the stars of my game.
Yeah.
And I didn't know till like a long time later that he was actually like related to or part of the whole that he was trained by Shawn Michaels. But I laughed here when he came out and he did the whole spin around Shawn Michaels gimmick. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he did do that.
And I'd never seen him do that before. I'd never seen him. I don't remember him doing that, like, 2 years down the road, being a part of the, FSN, whatever, tapings or into Spike or whatever. And I think he changed his name to like Matt Bentley at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I heard it's because he got sued by Shawn. Is that true? Like, did Shawn sue him to stop using a name too similar to his? If anybody can confirm that, I'm curious.
It could have been the E or something. I don't know.
I think somebody got in on this, and that's what happened. But somebody let me know if that's what happened. But anyway, not a bad match at all.
Oh, he looked freaking incredible. I was like, oh my God. It brought back so many good memories of watch, because he and Kaz were actually a tag team too for a while. They wore like neon green stuff, man. I remember that distinctly. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved
Serotonin with Raven. That was another incarnation of Raven. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, Serotonin came like a few years later. I'm thinking like 2005, just
did they team in 05? Because they were both a part of Serotonin, because remember Kaz went to WWE for like half a year.
Yeah.
Head.
Oh, he had the most god awful mullet that they
he
carved
hated it,
into his head. It was jeez Louise. And he came back and but yeah, when he was part of Serotonin, that was later, and then they had some kind of like weird goth, and that was actually one of the last things that Raven did with the company, I think.
Yeah. But that was that. So, but no, great match. I thought it was a really good match.
Amazing.
Another wonk finish though with that Will of the Future. Yeah.
So let me set up the finish here. Sabin and Kaz get into it. Kaz drops Sabin on the belt. Michael Shane goes to pin him. Rudy Charles comes in and does a quick hook on that 3 count, the 1, 2, and then hooks on the arm, stops him, kicks Kaz out. Get out of here. You're done. Sabin capitalizes, belt shot, and then wins it on Michael Shane, so retains. I do like they're building the feud, but this is wonky. Let's talk the wonk of this. Mark, you're nodding your head. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed this episode. There's a lot of good stuff here, but there was a lot of wonk finishes. I think I counted 6 with it wasn't a clean finish. And this one in particular was pretty, I don't know. This was a good match, and the finish kind of ruined the whole match. And I left this match thinking only about the finish. So not an effective finish for me.
No. Bill, what do you think? Oh, we lost. Bill's frozen. Go ahead. J-Bone, take it. Take it, J-Bone.
I'm frozen.
Oh, there you're back.
There he
You're
is.
back. Go ahead. You're back. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
You
You're
there?
good, bro. Go ahead.
No, very similar to last week. Excellent match. This was match of the night until the finish. Finish killed it. I know I was kind of more on an island last week, thinking the ending killed last week's main event. But
we lost him.
We lost him.
We lost him. But
again,
we'll see if he pops back in. Oh, he's coming back in a little bit. He's choppy. We're losing him.
Yeah.
J-Bone, you take it. Tag in for Bill here.
All right. So ref Kaz gets kicked out. And that's just the start of the wonkiness, as you see right there.
Yeah.
And he hang on a second. I'm just gonna drop out Bill here because that face is disturbing me.
But go ahead.
It's like frozen mid laugh. Poor guy. But yeah, he gets kicked out by Rudy Charles, and then shenanigans, of course, and Rudy Charles, of course, runs back in for the 1, 2, 3. But yeah, this match is amazing. I love Michael Shane, and I don't know why he was in and out of the company so much over the next few years, but man, so good. Like he doesn't show up like anywhere else, does he?
No, he does. I would think he would have ended up north. I don't know if his cousin, nephew, or uncle, what the hell they were. Like, I guess they're actually. I think somebody said it in the chat just now. They're actually cousins, not nephew and.
No. Oh yes, that is
so. Yeah, I don't know. I'm whatever. Maybe Sean blocked him. Who knows? But yeah, wonky finish. Weird finish.
Michaels.
Yeah, weird finish though. But there, it's all Michael Shane was purely just a bridge to just keep that feud going. That's all it was. But it was a great way to debut him because he looked fantastic doing it. So
yeah.
I'll give it that. He made an impact. Pun very intended there on the crowd. So the crowd was into him too, which I liked. I think the crowd really took to him, and he becomes a regular after this. So
yeah,
looking forward to that. Where we go? So we get a little promo of Mad Mikey, a day in the life of Mad Mikey. This was great because it was that silent film style. Like
it was Charlie Chaplin's Little Tramp.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so good.
It was really entertaining. This is like J-Bone on a Tuesday. J-Bone's just like you getting mad at the cereal. He was mad at everything. Like just throwing his monitor off the balcony. Like
I liked this whole thing. It was funny. It's worth watching. If you go back, if you ever listen to if you're listening on audio and you go back and watch the stuff that we say, you should go back and check out. This is a vignette, like a video package worth checking out for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It reminded me of like goofy stuff that I used to see as a kid watching Benny Hill, that kind of goofy stuff.
Yeah.
What a shame that he passes very soon after this. Like he was not making longer after this. But so entertaining. I mean, this was hilarious. Like there was a nice 3-minute deal of like just Charlie Chaplin silent film era stuff, and he's just mad at the world and he's going to be back next week is what they were hyping. I like that. That was really
he's getting screwed by his boss. He's getting angry at his roommates, all sorts of stuff.
Like
they gave him such a stupid alliterative name, right? Mad Mikey. And it's like, oh, that's terrible. No thought where to go with this. This video package tells you, hey, he's Mad Mikey. That's why the dude's so pissed off.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Honestly, a character like this could totally work today. It just imagine the better promos you can do today with this. A guy
outrage Morton.
Just like just somebody's mad at the world, like the world's like terrible right now, right? So somebody's upset at the world right now and everything. Like, oh, sir, can't come in. You got to put a mask on. Fucking son of a bitch! Just stuff like that. Just be hilarious to see a character like a Mad Mikey in today's world.
Yeah.
We get a Ricky Morton and Kid Kash recap. Just kind of what happened last week with the legends and everything. Ricky's in the back with Scott Hudson, Ricky Morton, who J-Bone absolutely loves. J-Bone, I'll let you take the Ricky Morton setup and the match. Go ahead, start this whole thing off. Ricky Morton with Scott Hudson again.
Oh, yeah, it's all play off of last week when the legends were out there, and Ricky Morton was, one of the newer ones that was out there.
The younger legend, you could say.
The young guest, and but then. The anchor to that is he's the one that trained Kid Kash. So
Yeah.
there's the tie-in there. And then, but just the utter disrespect that he had, and we were joking about this last week, that it was kind of play off that first episode a year earlier with Jarrett and the Legends. So now it's Kid Kash and the Legends, and so yeah, I was goofy. So then that sets up the match between Ricky Morton, who still looks like $1 million here. I mean, he's older. You got to remember, this is like 20 years after I was watching him as a kid, around, give or take a little bit. But yeah, so like 80s, Rock and Roll Express. But damn, yeah, he could still move here doing topes, and this match versus Kid Kash was just sick.
What's mind-boggling is here, because Ricky is how old today?
63.
He's 63. This is 18 years ago.
He's still doing topes.
He was in his 40s, though, but he was considered an old guy.
Well, I mean, God, you know how different the business was 18 years ago in terms of age. He was absolutely probably the top end of the scale, whereas now he's like peak middle of career. But he looks fantastic in this match. Like I grew up a rock and roll guy too, right? Like, didn't we all? Yeah. And man, he looks so good. At first, I was kind of like when they made the match, I was like, whatever, that's fine. But during the match, it was like he looks like he, not like when he was young, but it was a great match. He looked fantastic.
No, he looked great. He did look great. But it just blows my mind. He was like 46 at the time of his match. 46.
That's wild.
He was considered an old timer. Like he was hanging out with Corsica Joe, and I was like,
he was a legend. They was in his 80s. The other people in the 80s, 70s.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! The other people in the 60s.
And Sarah's out there too, rooting them on. And
Sara and Corsica Joe are out there, and they're from the 60s.
Yes.
But Ricky Morton, I mean, shit, he's still going today. That's the crazy part. I met Ricky a year ago.
He does a destroyer now as part of his repertoire.
He's on TV today. Ricky fucking Morton and Bobby Gibson are on TV today.
Yeah, it was
multiple promotions.
Yeah, it was within the last
that's amazing.
Year when they were still doing crowds with AEW, and they had like a Legends Night or whatever it was. And they were out there. They did some tag team stuff, and Ricky Morton pulls off this just sick tope suicide. It was like, you gotta be kidding me! It's just ridiculous.
CM Chris said he was on last weekend's show. That's the GCW 24-hour show.
That's awesome.
Good
morning, Chris. It's late. You're more early Chris's time.
He's in the UK. That's right. Yeah. But crazy. I mean, he's super. But go ahead, Jay. We'll talk about the match.
But the end of this comes, of course. The ref gets knocked out or whatever it was, and Abyss sneaks in and takes him and does his. I don't remember what that finish was that he did. It's like a sit down backbreaker.
Oh God, what was the name of
it? It's the cover of this.
Of the show. Oh, good God. What the hell is the name of that? It's not the Black Hole Slam. It's his other one. Oh my God. Somebody in the chat.
It's signature. It's one of his signatures.
Oh, it's totally, and he's been gone so long. It's messing with me. God, somebody in the chat has to know the name of that move. That torture rack, sit out torture rack thing he does.
Shock treatment.
Shock treatment. That's it.
Yeah.
Great name for a move, huh?
It is. Shock treatment? Thank you, Hakeem. Thank you guys.
Hakeem, thank you very much. And Zach, thank you. Yep.
And
Rex as well. Thank you guys.
So he takes care of him, and then just easy 1, 2, 3 for Kash.
Yeah, so he wins it. I mean, Kash wins it. Student beats teacher on this one. Nothing too crazy, just the Abyss interference furthering that. But just seeing Ricky's always great. It's a total nostalgia fest seeing Ricky Morton.
But this build for Abyss is just I'm loving it.
Awesome.
It's like it's still such a mystery.
Dude, we don't know shit about Abyss yet. Yeah. Do we even have a name? Yeah, we have a name.
He gave him the name. He gave him the name by this point.
That's it. We have a name, and we've seen him do 2 moves.
That's it. That's all we've seen.
Dude, people complain now about storyline pays. Man, y'all motherfuckers couldn't hang back in the day.
No, hell no. It's what I call the Snapchat generation. 10-second attention spans. That's it.
Man, man. Because this is taking a long time, but it's good. It's really good.
Is that like that? Is that like that Tic Tac thing I keep hearing about?
The what? TikTok,
Usage.
J-Bone.
TikTok. It's like a clock. I don't understand it.
Rex is saying that it was referred to as a sit-down torture rack by tennis. They hadn't even named it at this point, obviously. So it's very interesting. The build of Abyss is, I mean, as we come to learn, well, the next 15 years after this is like one of the biggest character builds ever, you know, to happen to somebody. So very, very, this is the genesis of the Abyss character, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
We got the 3 Live Crew segment. Mark, I want you to talk about this. Suntan Superman versus Jose Cuervo.
I think I'm the only person that doesn't like these segments.
Really?
I used to love 3 Live Crew. I find these to be obnoxious. I usually go to the bathroom during these.
Are you serious?
Yeah, usually. Like this one, yeah, I don't know, man. These didn't age for me. I used to love 3 Live Crew. I didn't even watch this whole thing. I saw the end with BG James and the eat and then go to the bathroom, but I can't cover it enough because I tuned out of it. Sorry, guys.
That's funny.
Come on, man.
Here's the thing. I never liked the Road Dogg, like even back when, and so I didn't really like him as BG James. I like the other 2 guys in the ring a lot, and I like what Conan's doing here, but he's not the main focus.
No.
So this all misses for me right now, like where it's at. Yeah, there have been points in time where I've loved both the other 2 guys. Not you, BG James, but the other 2 dudes. But here, well, that's not true. I liked 3 Live back in the day, so I guess by default, I liked BG James at the time. But
yeah.
No love for pimp juice, eh?
No love for the pimp juice.
I am not feeling these segments. I'm sorry, brothers. Not feeling them.
Not much is
Jizzle? No.
Not much to really talk about in these. They're just they're comedy segments that they're at a Mexican restaurant. They're taking tequila shots. B Jizzle is dressed like a pimp, drinking salsa and shitting his brains out.
I just get it.
Truth is taking shots, and he's like, he does that thing where he checks his pulse. I screenshot. He's like, you know, he checks his pulse. Really funny. It's filler. It's fodder, you know, but it's all to build the 3 Live Crew, because I mean, you know, when they come back in the arena after all this, it's gonna be a huge pop because they're airing these in the arena at the time too, because you can hear they even have some crowd noise. You can tell they're being aired in the arena.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting, but they're perfect filler for now.
I think that's when I am going to like it again more.
When they start wrestling.
I like them more. Yeah. Right now they're not wrestling at all.
Not all, right? It's just all build. It's all character build right now, just to get this team really over as a fun comedic act. Because remember, keep in mind, Truth and Conan, Jay, you remember from the early ones, they're both militant characters. They come in with the racism angle and where we hate you guys, hate us, we hate you back. Like they're very, very militant. So this is a way to lighten them up a lot, because they were on like a huge other kick. Remember, Jay, all that stuff in the beginning with those 2 guys.
Oh yeah, the early inception was them just running roughshod all over the X division and anybody and everybody, and just very controversial stuff. And it just slowly blossomed into this goofy, horrible joke, mildly racist stuff. It's just crazy.
It's funny. It's funny
and when I say racist, is they're all just ribbing on each other.
Yeah,
That's all it is. It was never meant to cross the line and
cross the line.
Like like anything else that we've talked about that's controversial on here, like the oh God, the Harris brothers is a perfect example of like, oh no, we don't know.
Now I'll tell you what, if anybody does like these guys, they frequently get together on the Keep It 100 podcast, Conan's podcast he does with Disco. These guys, Truth is always on, BG's always on. Like they're still pals, they're still tight, and they pop on there all the time. They just shoot the shit. So not always at the same time, but a lot of times Truth is on there with Conan. So if you're like, they talk 3 Live Crew stuff, TNA. So check out if you're ever listening to Keep It 100. We go from that to the Cage Girls Lollipop and April in the ring, and they call out Bitch Slap. So Bitch Slap gets called out. Nurse Veronica and Valentina come out with Trinity right here, Mark. Trinity with the dress.
Man, they should really not let those other girls be in the ring with Trinity because they look like nothing.
Yeah.
All eyes on Trinity.
All eyes on Trinity here, man.
That outfit, every outfit. God, where does she shop?
I don't know, man. ShopImpact.com, maybe. But I'll tell you what, man, she looked fantastic. But they come in, they get whipped. They get whipped like with these kind of. I love the comment here. Did you guys catch TNA and West here? Because
he called them the I forget what he called it, but it was obviously something bondage.
Yeah,
related.
like he knew the name of the type of whip that they used.
Yeah.
And TNA goes, "Well, you sure knew that in a hurry." Like it was fantastic. He's
and
like,
then he kept it going. He's like, "Yeah, I watched a movie in a hotel room once." And
it was great. These two are such legends. I swear. Yeah. One more, guys. Beg Scott D'Amore one more time. Throw the money at them. Just one more. If they could call one more match, I would be so fucking happy. Like at awesome. A Slammiversary or something. Oh my God. Give me one more TNA and West. Like classic match. Like get AMW back out there, against fucking
the new church.
The new church, if you can find, if you go get those guys out, and just one more time, man.
Yeah, they are unbelievable together. They're one of my favorite commentary teams ever.
So much fun.
But then you get TNA and Taz, which is right up there for me too, is like one of the best commentary teams ever.
Yeah, I think West and TNA truly were friendly. Like they just had a great relationship. You can tell that they hung out. You could tell like they were buddies. Like they probably went to each other's houses and hung out. Like they had the camaraderie.
Touch tips. Yeah,
there's a love in there. You could see the affinity for one another in the tone. That's just how it was. They just had that affinity. I love that. And it's very much Monsoon and Heenan had that. You want to talk classic ones?
Yeah, they
were just joshing each other all day, but like there's such an affinity in between all that. It's just natural as shit. So I love that, man. That was cool. That was the end of that. It's really just a filler segment. Nothing too crazy.
I actually don't mind them using Lollipop because she's such a fixture. But yeah, these segments are kind of,
it's just something to pop. The crowd pop.
Really, Oh yeah. I popped.
And they're hot. They're hot girls. They're whipping each other. Like who's not going to? Yeah, we'll get a Chris Daniels music video, which Mark loved, I'm sure.
Yes. This is the ultimate CD. Come on. Fallen Angel Chris Daniels, like the best version of Christopher Daniels.
The true Fallen Angel character was his best. We go from that to a Clockwork Orange House of Fun recap, just kind of what got us to where we are today. And then it's the big one, guys. Clockwork Orange House of Fun. New Church and Shane Douglas, accompanied by Father James Mitchell, taking on Raven, Julio De Niro, and Alexis Lurie, The Gathering. Yes. Oh, my God.
Dude.
This match. One fucking real. This is when they say total nonstop action. J-Bone, you said to me yourself, I can't get a clean because I'm like, we as you see, we use Ricky Morton and Abyss for the cover art of this episode.
Right.
But I was like, go with the Clockwork Orange House of Fun. There's a lot more going on, more people to tag. And he's like, dude, there's so much going on. I can't get a clean shot. Is what you said, right, Jay?
Well, yeah, and there's blood all over the place so early that I was like, okay, I don't want to run into what we ran into, a couple weeks ago. And I was just like, I was like, okay, there's part of an entrance. It's cool. And like the lighting's red, but I was trying to stay away from blood, but there's so much blood because they're just busted open all over the place.
Ravens opened up in the first 10 seconds.
He's gone. But
with the trash cans getting thrown all. I mean, and props to Alexis. My God. She's just destroyed in this match.
Wait a minute. But before we talk about it real quick, did Brian Lee fall off the entrance ramp on the entrance? I didn't see that. Did he fall?
He fell off the entrance ramp?
I didn't catch that.
No, he didn't fall. But when we started talking about this and I was giggling, that was the first thing that popped in my head is he was like, he was kneeling. He was striking some kind of like cool pose or something. And then he stood up and then he was kind of like spinning around as they were all walking down the ramp. So he looked like he was like loaded or something. It looked hilarious. Like as they're moving towards the camera, he's doing this.
That guy, we heard about some of his demons, but I mean, you look at him like that guy had the look. He's a good looking dude. Jacked to the gills.
He's no Eric Watts, but he's got the look.
No, but he's got a great look, and you're like, God damn, dude, did your demons like hold you back? Because like you really had it, man. I mean, he's Undertaker's cousin. He played the fake Undertaker in '94. That was him. Rex is saying he fell flat on his face, so we got to go back and watch that.
Dude, shout out to Build Off J-Bone. Shout out to Alexis Lurie, Mickey James.
Oh, I
texted Trent like, okay, the closest person in this match to her is Julio De Niro. She's probably giving him 75 pounds to him. The whole other team, these guys are 250, 275. She couldn't weigh 100 pounds here. And
she was tiny.
She was so small here.
Yeah,
super small.
This is how you work a really small woman into an intergender match with a bunch of big guys. There were enough spots, enough distractions. She was able to keep busy enough, take enough big bumps spread out that when her time to like have the spotlight came towards the end, I jumped up off my couch. It was like I felt the fire. Like this was a really well laid out and organized match. Like the first act of the three of them getting trashed, the comeback, and then like the final conclusion of this match were so good. How this didn't main event, like what a crime this isn't the main event. Just embarrassing that it's not.
It should have been 100%. It's a slap in the face.
This is one of my favorite matches so far that we've seen.
Really? Wow.
I love this match.
Action from bell to bell. Like it did not. Like even you guys notice the camera guys didn't know like where the fuck do we film? Dude. Like what do we get? Like there's so much shit going on.
And right at the beginning, all three sides of the ring, right? So you've got camera crews all over. You can see them across the ring. This match is fucking awesome. Like, I love my women's wrestling too. Like Alexis Lurie made this match for me. I probably rewatch this again. Honestly, this is how you book a character like that who's so out of place. It just worked so well.
I feel so bad for her because the first thing she does when they get control of the ring, they lock it down. They're looking at everybody outside. They all grab weapons really quick. They're taking their stance.
The war.
And then it's like, all right, now what? She's the first one, jumps up, top turnbuckle, dives on top of all three of them, and they just boom, drop her to the ground. It was like,
I know that whole spot. Yeah. Then Julio comes off the stairs, right? And then Raven with the sliding baseball, the baseball slide.
Raven puts Shane through a table on the outside, and then that invisible hand comes out and pulls him under the ring. He comes out bloody again, and then Shane pins him on the outside. It's false count anywhere. But so the New Church and Douglas do win. Let's put that out there. Go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to say commentary did a great job of repeatedly mentioning false count anywhere and how important it was to the match.
Again,
it seems
brilliant.
So natural. It seemed so natural when that happened. In fact, it was so natural, I didn't even think, oh, that's a weird spot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course he was pinned. I know this is false count anywhere.
Exactly. Again, the brilliance of Tenay, brilliance of Mike Tenay and Don West. Mike Tenay, I love that he paints the picture. He's like, if I'm on the other side of this, listening to this commentary, what do I need to know about this match? And he narrates it so perfectly, man. Crowd was fantastic.
He's got a knack for filling in holes, or he can sense when a hole needs to be filled and he fills it.
Big time.
That's today's biggest strength for me.
Big time. We still talking about Peacock here?
I love Cock. Oh, I love Cock. Dude, the Cock is awesome. Y'all should really check it out. I want everyone in on the Cock. Like, just sign up.
You get a referral code or something, Mark? You want like a promotion deal with them?
I really should probably reach out to them. Like, hey, I'm a marketing guy. You guys have this Cock. I love it. I'd love to promote your Cock. I'm already doing it for free. Speaking
of which, guys, I'll mention it here too. I talked to Impact Wrestling today. I was going to tell you guys off the air. I talked to the team at Impact today, and we potentially might be getting a promo code that involves Impact Plus. So stay tuned. If you're watching these throwbacks, you're watching them at Impact Plus. They're working on something to give us that's an incentive for you guys when it comes to Impact Plus. If you're not subscribed, or if you're a new potential subscriber, or whatever it might be, a little incentive deal coming our way pretty soon. So stay tuned. And yeah, keep on it, because you might have a little bonus for being a TNI listener when it comes to Impact Plus. So just hang there with us, and we'll let you know very soon. So yeah, J-Bone, it's a little surprise for you too. But I just got off that call before we went on the air tonight. So I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Amazing.
We got a little D-Lo, and D-Lo's with Hudson. They're hyping Hudson again. This is the 10th segment of
Scott Hudson show.
Scott Hudson show, man. He's just hyping with D-Lo. We get the AJ and Hudson hype after that. We get the Jeff Jarrett and Joe Legend music video after that, just to hype their match. And that's now it brings us to the main event. Jeff Jarrett and Joe Legend should not have been the main. However, the crowd is really fucking into this. Like, they're super. I think they're still riding the high from the Clockwork Orange House of Fun. I truly feel they're riding that high. Like, everybody's already standing up now, you know? But it's a double pole match. Bat on one, guitar on the other. So, Mark, I know you had big issues with this one. J-Bone, he was hot. All afternoon, he was hot today.
I mean, I'm sure everybody in chat agrees. This booking is so... You booked that insane Clockwork House of Fun match, and then you booked this stupid 2-pole gimmick match as the main event. Like, to follow that, you weren't going to be able to follow that match no matter what. But to follow it with something as clunky as this, and unorthodox as this, in a night full of false finishes, it left me feeling real shitty at the end.
Having a match where things are hanging, following a match where things are hanging, to me was a very bad decision.
Well, and I don't know if this hurt the match for anyone else, and it's all the way at the end. But when Jarrett finally hits like his 15th stroke and goes up and gets the guitar, he awkwardly jumps off. Legend misses the call, and he takes the guitar in the side and the head, and it doesn't break. And he goes down because you can tell it hurt like shit. And then Jarrett has to call it on the fly and go back up and do the spot again. I'm already pissed off by this point anyways. If this happens and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this show. it just really, like, I love this episode, but man, this main event killed me. Just killed me.
I just, Jay, what do you think about this one? I got a closing thought after you give your opinion on this.
I like the feud, and in my opinion, Joe Legend deserved so much better for a main event. Like, they should have just done just a street fight. But the stuff on the pole match was just no, because you literally just came from that.
Just had it.
This should have been mid-show or had the Clockwork Orange mid-show. One of the two, you know.
Like for top of the hour show. One of them should have been top of the hour. Like, I think this one should have been the top of the 8 o'clock hour, just the first hour, and then the Clockwork Orange should have main evented. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
it's a tragedy. I think like you said, Jay, you had just had a match where weapons are hanging off something, and now there's another match. It's like, come on, man.
And it's a super unorthodox, dumb step too. Guitar and baseball bat on poles, and I don't know.
I wrote down stuff on a pole match.
It's, I mean, so the story they pivot off of on this is the security comes out black, and then red. Northcutt really gets involved with Jarrett here. He's a big fucking dude, by the way. I forgot how big this guy is. He's a big, mean looking guy. We get a crowd. So we get the Jeff Jarrett wins with the guitar after that. And then he gets attacked at the end by Chris Daniels, setting up that. And then everybody's like, we're supposed to be next week. The hype was for next week. What happened?
Crowd was fucking hot for Daniels.
They were. The crowd was into this one. I can't say they weren't into the whole thing, though. That's the thing. And how do you argue that, right? Your business, from a business standpoint, how do you argue it? Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say, are we seeing this crowd get hotter every week from this point? It feels like the crowd
bigger crowd too. Yeah.
Is it bigger?
Well, I mean, it's packed. This is a packed house because like I said, the indicator Bill and I talked about last week, when they really zoom out and show you that the crow's nest being full, like the walk, like the crow's nest walkway up there, because that's the overrun. Like if you're filling because that's standing room only at the top. Because that's like when we went to homecoming, they put like wrestler families up there, like that's who was watching. Okay. But when they're showing that being packed, like that's a fat house. Like that's a big house.
It sounds like it every week now, though, right? Like before, it was kind of a mixed crowd, and then the crowd we saw a crowd shift, right, from adults to families, and then we saw like the heel section come in. But right now, it feels like, even though you see a lot of kids and stuff in the crowd, it feels like a very intelligent crowd. Maybe because they're so regular and like they really don't even need prompts. They feed perfectly off the action that's happening in the building.
And you know what? Everybody is watching the ring. There's none of this. There's no phone. There's no tweeting about the show. Every eyeball is watching the ring. That's the magic of this pre-cell phone era of pro wrestling. You're not tweeting about the match you just saw. You're watching the fucking match you just saw. That's it, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I miss that because you have no choice but to react. You're not too busy reacting on Twitter. You're reacting to the ring. And that's an art that's lost in fandom. Everybody's like, I'm going to cheer for this match on Twitter and in the hashtag and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, don't cheer here. Be loud here. But everybody now, you look at the crowd now, it's like, yeah. Tweet about that real quick.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that.
We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty. We want to be in on the combo. That's where the combo is now.
Yeah.
So,
that sucks.
It's weird, and it sucks in that sense. But
no, but like that, what you just said is the reason that crowd's so hot. If you could only pick one thing, that's it. They're all engaged. They're smart. Engaged. They know what's going on. They're engaged every week too, so they know what's going on.
You have
they didn't miss stuff. They didn't miss stuff because they were doing this.
There's one video screen to watch at the entrance, and there's no phones that do smart. There's no Twitter. You're engaged in the show. You know, they're booing, they're cheering, they react. It's a magical time. It's like different. You know, you'll never get that.
This. Were you talking about the Asylum years in particular?
Well, I mean,
just in general.
In general, the time frame. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, like, as someone who didn't start watching with you guys right away and didn't start watching, I started watching it like 17 or 18, I think. So, you know, I missed the first few months. I have really gotten a different appreciation looking back through the lens that I have now on this. And if you're here in the chat, like obviously, like you're part of the core crew, or you know you're a throwback lover. But if you're not for some reason watching this, I would definitely recommend watching them. You'll find a whole new nostalgic value, even if you didn't watch them at the time. Stuff like we're talking about now, to see people in their element, and the way the crowd interacts differently, in the way production has evolved, and everything's just different. And it's a nice little time capsule. So if you're not watching these, I highly urge you to start watching them. It's worth your time, I think.
It is. It really. And Mark, I'd urge you too, when you got free time, go back and watch 1 through 16 that you missed.
I've seen 1 and 2 because they're always on Pluto.
Always on, yeah. But go back and watch the other ones, man. I mean, there's some real gems between like 3 and 15. There's some real gems in there, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
And the early days of Jay and I doing them on doing these throwback shows.
Was it just you two originally? I can't remember. Was Kalon ever on this show?
He would do it once in a while, but we were doing
once in a great while. Yeah, it was just me and Trent for a good chunk of the beginning. Yeah,
and we did them on Mondays. Remember that, Jay? We initially started doing this on Mondays.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then it switched to Throwback Thursdays, which was like, well, why didn't we do that in the first place?
Yeah, it's like, wait, throwback show. Why are we not doing this on Thursday? There's no wrestling on Thursday. Why are we not doing it? So anyway, that was
there is now. There will be soon.
I have to address this.
Good.
I have to address this comment real quick right here. Zach Bonifer says, having this after the Clockwork match, any hard item on a poll match to excite the crowd wasn't going to function correctly. There's a little blue pill for that too, I think.
Yikes. Very nice, Zach. Very nice. But that's it, guys. That's number 56, man. That's a lot going on. It's fun. It was a fun one. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, despite some of my complaints, this is still a solid episode.
It was I call it a bridger. I like calling that. To me, it's a bridging episode to like everything that happened on 56 is basically setting you up for a great 57. That's how I look at this one. Not that it was bad, but it's like 57 is gonna fucking probably be fire based on what 56 did. So that's how I look at it. Jay, got a closing thought on it?
Yeah, I can't wait for the tag match, the strap match between AMW and what do they call Swinger and Diamond? The North New York Connection.
New York Connection. They haven't started calling them that yet. They haven't started saying it just yet.
Okay.
So
yeah, between that and the cage match, and I loved what D'Lo did. I mean, the lighting was like wonky during his promo, but he took like an apple or an onion or something and like grated it on the cage, and Scott Hudson was just like, "Oh my god!"
I thought that was really cool too.
My God, D'Lo, what's going on? Look at that D'Lo Brown. My goodness.
As much as he could muster in the way of vocal interpretation.
But it was
there was a core and apple too.
I would definitely recommend, guys, if you're not watching, if you're just hanging out with us on these, go watch these, man. They are fun shows, and 57's about to rock. So
yeah, we got one plot line or story wrapped here, Legend and Jarrett, right?
I think
everything
that's
else, everything else was an extension leading into next week.
Exactly, it's a bridge.
It should be a banger.
Yep. So that was it, guys. So definitely ImpactPlus.tv or the app. Get the Impact Plus app. You get 30 days free. But if you haven't subscribed yet, give me till next week, and I have a promo code for you. We'll see if Impact gets it to us in time for Tuesday. I'll let you guys know. But if not, hang out, watch us in the meantime, or watch it on Pluto. Pluto TV has an Impact Wrestling channel, and Mark's always on it, and it's always playing Impact Wrestling.
And on Pluto TV, there's now Independent Wrestling channel, which started 3 days ago and has like Beyond. I've seen Beyond on there.
Defy, Beyond, they're all on there.
Yeah. So Pluto
IWTV. Yep. So check that out, guys. But yeah, let's get our plugs in and start wrapping this up. Mark, where can people connect with you?
You can just connect with me on Twitter at Mark World Order, MARKQ, like in the name. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. J-Bone, get all the plugs in there.
You can find me over that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where we're smashing all things wrestling. We're on the road to WrestleMania. That's right. J-Bone's covering WWE stuff again. So we're back into the swing of things. So SmackDown coverage tomorrow night, along with might do a separate one depending on my timing and see if I got enough time and see how many feet of snow we get between now and tomorrow.
You guys are getting more snow?
There's a freeze over coming up.
Another 6 inches sitting outside. In fact, I'm going to do it as soon as I'm done live here, unfortunately. But anyways, and I've been covering Impact Wrestling No Surrender card updates as well. So stay tuned for that over on Smash This Podcast on YouTube, Twitch, and all the socials.
You got to say it, J-Bone. The type of social. You got to say your gimmick. Come on.
The Instaneck, the Twitter box, and the Face Botch.
The Face Botch. Guys, you can get me at Transberry over on Twitter. The show at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Connect with us on those. YouTube.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, pick up a t-shirt, cheer bits, whatever you need to do. We're also looking into YouTube subscriptions, very similar to Twitch subscriptions. YouTube has a platform for that too. We're working on it. It's a little more work. So we're going to work on that. If you guys are into YouTube subscriptions, let us know in the comments below if that's something you'd like to be interested in, and we'll get that going for you guys. Discord. The Discord continues the party from between shows. Discord links in the chat below or in the description below. Get on the Discord app. Everybody's in there hanging out. There's different rooms. There's a treehouse. There's pizza talk, classic, retro, current product, all sorts of stuff going on. Merch, you name it. There's all sorts of stuff going on in the Discord.
We just added a miscellaneous room for posting miscellaneous shit.
Oh, there we go. Mark is admin in that nicely. There we go, guys. What else we got here? Well, I'm gonna plug something else till I forgot. You made me slip my mind, Mark.
I'm sorry.
Got the t-shirts, got the all audio platforms, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. You name it, we're on it. Take it on the go. It's TNI on the go. Throwbacks, the main show, UK team, Impact Plus Weekly. It's all on audio as well. So get that on your favorite audio app, and then be sure to rate on there too. Leave a rating, leave a 5-star, leave a comment. We love it. We appreciate that. The show schedules. Here's how it goes, guys. Tuesday, post show, 5 minutes after Impact Wrestling ends, we go live with the Impact Wrestling post show, Impact on Access TV. Thursday, right here, Throwback Thursday. Next week will be episode 57 of the Throwback on the Asylum year. So go ahead and check that out. Fridays, it is the TNI UK teams release. They do a digest of the week, everything going on during the week. They break it all down for you. And it's Joe, Steve, and Bison talking about that. Sunday's the Impact Plus Weekly. We talk Explosion, Open Forum. It's a 1-hour quick show on Sunday nights to end your week and kind of start you off into your next week. Quick little discussion show. And there's 4 releases a week from the TNI network, guys. So get on that. Be sure to check all of them out. Tomorrow at noon Central, there will be a TNI UK release coming up. So be sure to tune in. And I think that's it. J-Bone, did I miss anything?
No, that's it.
That's it,
Watch
guys.
along on Tuesday.
That's right. Keep forgetting the watch along. Thank you, Mark. Tuesday, Impact on Access TV, the watch along. Don't forget to join the watch along. Bill and Jay, twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact, Impact Wrestling. As soon as it goes on the air, it's a watch along party. Hang out with them in the Twitch chat. Be sure to sub. If you got Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. Go ahead.
And we're not internationally blocked. So anybody outside the US can watch along with us. It's not a problem.
That's huge, guys. So get on with there. And then as soon as that's done, get ready. The review starts after that, where the whole team's on. So, guys, thank you very much. Throwbacks, always a blast. Mark, thank you as always for being on. We appreciate that. Uncle Mark in the house. He is officially part of the throwback team. It is it. But I'm going to need you to go back and watch 1 to 16. That's just how it is.
I probably will.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you're in the Midwest, seriously, be careful. It's supposed to be fucked up out here this weekend. So be careful. Stay inside because it's going to suck. J-Bone's going to just igloo himself in his house. So we know
it's going to be I have to get the stuff done tonight because it's going to be -10 tomorrow.
Yeah, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
70 down here and sunny.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, envy.
In the summertime, I wish I was where you are. So, hey.
Avoid Costco because every lunatic's going to be at a Costco tomorrow. So do that. But all right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Sunday for the Impact Plus Weekly. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Good night.